Hi everyone, I'm Windows.
Hey Windows, I'm Linux.
Hi Linux. Aren't you that free operating system that's like hard to install?
Haha, well, let's compare the differences between us.
Okay, how about we start with the fact that I have a user-friendly desktop environment.
Well, I'll let you know that some of my most recent distributions have GUIs much like yours. And I am notoriously reliable. We have less bloatware than Windows, usually. And we focus on process management, system security. And users have most likely less issues with us.
Well, I've made great improvements in my reliability in the recent years, but I make these sacrifices for user-friendliness. I have the highest number of desktop users, the largest selection of software, and the largest selection of video games.
Yes, you do, but I am the operating system of choice for scientific and academic organizations. I power the development servers at Facebook, Twitter, and even the NASA, just to name a few.
Well, and I'm the operating system choice for gamers, novice users, and business owners who rely on my other proprietary software.
Well, as they say, computers are like air conditioners, right? It really becomes useless when you open Windows.
Oh yeah? Well,
Yeah.
how can you spot a Linux user? Don't worry, they'll tell you themselves.
Okay. Well, I'll show you how to install me on a PC.
And I will show you how to install me on a PC. All right.
Hi, good afternoon. So today I'm gonna show you how to install Linux. More specifically, OpenSUSE. For the purpose of this video, I'm gonna show it to you in a virtual environment. It's gonna be way easier for me to record it all. So, you would have to go to their website and download your appropriate ISO. They have two versions, either the stable version or the rolling version one. I'm gonna go with stable. Alright, so in VirtualBox I already created a virtual machine called OpenSUSE. So let's start the installation. It is also to note that on a physical install you would have to create a live USB stick. I'm not gonna bother with it. So let's choose installation. I am going to be back once the installation wizard is loaded. It is going to ask you in which language you want to install the operating system. I am going to choose English, since it is an English exercise. I am also agreeing with the license agreement here. So let's click next. Alright, it is asking me if I want to activate the online repositories. I'm gonna click yes, because I am connected to a network. And it is going to give me an up-to-date operating system. Also, it is asking me if I want to install more repositories out of the box. I'm gonna say no and click next. Just a quick explanation. Repositories are like the Google Play or App Store on Apple iOS. That means it is a central point where you can fetch software to your device. On Linux, you can have many actually. Apart from those four, I am going to add the Pacman repository once the operating system is installed. We have to choose the desktop environment we want to install with our operating system. I am going to choose KDE Plasma, which is my favorite. You have the choice of GNOME, which is another mainstream desktop environment, Generic Desktop, which is very basic, Server, which is only a command line interface. This is another neat thing about Linux. You have the option to choose your own desktop environment, which is going to behave differently and look differently. Alright, so now it's time to partition our hard drive. As you can see, I have attempted another installation before. That's why it's suggesting me to delete the other partition. This partition manager is really clever. If you had a Windows install on it, it would give you the perfect, the best of both worlds, really, to dual boot both system. I'm gonna click next. And now we're gonna have this small. Oh no! Before that, we have to choose our time zone, usual stuff. So let's say we are in New York. It's gonna ask you to create your user. So I'm Pierre-Luc Morin, and my username is going to be Pierre-Luc. My super safe password here. All right. Those two are chosen by default. I don't recommend going with this. Use this password for system administrator and automatic login are both security issues to me, especially with such a strong password for my account. Yes, I want to use this password that is obviously weak. And for my root password, I'm gonna give it a much more secure password. Alright, a quick summary of what you're about to do. So let's click install. And I'm going to be back once the installation process is all done. So it prompts me to reboot the machine. I will reboot the machine. Alright, so we have rebooted, and this is our freshly installed operating system. Of course, we would choose OpenSUSE Leap 15.1 because it's the only operating system listed here. But if you dual boot it, for example, you would have Windows underneath. You also have this wonderful option, which is Start Bootloader from a read-only snapshot. The operating system takes snapshot as you use it, so if you mess anything up for whatever reason, you can always go back, boot from this snapshot, and set it as default and go on your merry way. So let's boot the freshly installed system. Alright, I'm gonna put in my super secure password. And here we go. So what now? We have our freshly installed operating system. You can theme it. You can make it look just like you'd like. For example, I don't like this menu. I will choose this one. I like a dark theme, so I will install a dark theme. Out of the box, from 15.1, yeah, you don't have to install any codecs to go on YouTube. I tested it earlier. A wonderful tool you have is Yoast, which is like the perfect control panel for Linux that is only available with this actual distribution. So here it is. You can modify pretty much anything on your system. And the next thing I would do is install the Pacman repository. The repositories for your graphics card, if you have any AMD or NVIDIA's. And that's it. You're ready to go with your operating system for free.
Hi, and welcome on how to install Windows. I'm going to install Windows through a virtual machine because I don't have multiple computers nor multiple hard drives, and I have to use a virtual machine. So once you've booted up the install either by USB or by CD, you will get this window. This window here, it says language to install. In this case, it's a French ISO, so it's Français, France. Here you get to choose what language of keyboard you want. So here we're going to go with French Canada, and we're going to click Next. It's going to say install right away, or repair, depending if you've had problems with your PC. You can put in a Windows CD or USB, boot up on it, and help repair your PC. So we're going to click on Install Now. Now it's going to go through the process. It says starting the installation program. Here you can read the terms of the contract license, or you can just click accept and click next. You can either choose to upgrade, or you can choose to personally install. I'd rather personally install because you get to choose how you want to partition your hard drive if you want that. It is suggested to partition a space specifically for Windows and then have another partition to have your data on. In case something happens with Windows, you can just format that one and reinstall and still have all your data. But in this case, I'm just going to show how it happens. So we're going to click apply here. Once we do this, what's going to happen is that Windows is going to make a partition, and it's going to make another smaller partition that's reserved for the system. So we're going to go ahead here and install on this partition. Now Windows is copying the files and is now preparing the files for installation. It's a really simple process, compared to Linux. Now it's going to go to installing functionalities, and then it's going to go to installing updates. Here you can either wait the 10 seconds for it to restart, or you can restart automatically. It's at preparing the peripherals, so it's installing the base drivers for everything it has in its database about the equipment I have or you have in your PC. It doesn't always find them all. Sometimes you do have to go in and find your own proper drivers. Here it says quick start. Right? Some people just click yes and do it like that. I usually go to personalization. Here I can shut off the microphone, right? Vocal stuff for Cortana, right? Which is the Microsoft Assistant, if you use her or not. I just usually turn everything off. You can always turn something back on inside the Windows settings. So let's just shut everything off here and click next. Here it's going to ask who is using the PC, right? So you can put your name, your nickname, whatever you want. Here it's going to ask for a password. Of course, I suggest you use something difficult with lowercase, higher case letters, numbers, and also symbols. It's going to also ask for, like a password reminder in case you forget it. I know it, so do you? And now Windows is saying hello. We are preparing your system. This operation should not take long. Depending on your PC, sometimes it will take a bit longer. It could take up to 7 minutes. Sometimes it's really fast. If you have a solid state drive, it's going to be faster than if you have a normal hard disk drive. So what you can do while you wait is just, go on your phone, look at something, or not. You can always just wait it out and stare at the screen. Or you can go make yourself a coffee, right? Go to the bathroom. And here we go. Windows is installed. That is how easy it is, compared to Linux. Now, to see if all the drivers are installed, what you can do is right-click the Windows icon here, and then you go to Peripheral Device Manager. Sorry, geez, had a loss of memory there. Device Manager. And if there is something wrong with the driver, it'll show up here. It'll be the icon with a yellow exclamation point. In this case, there is none. So we can close this, and thank you for seeing how easy it is to install Windows. Goodbye.